Hey guys, how's it going? Today I'm going to be featuring a middle on two brothers push. This is definitely not something you see very many players do successfully, simply because they do not quite understand how to go down mid on this map, because they don't understand that it is not a YOLO, it is a push. And the whole idea of going down mid on this map is that when you do get spotted, going down mid, you draw the enemy back towards the opening on their side of the map, and the flanks will essentially push, and the enemy, in doing so, trying to contest you pushing through mid, gives up all map control, and your team will have crossfires. Pushing through mid, you have a destroyer and a mines, and with sonar on, the battleships that are also trying to just push down mid get spotted, and this is a very bad day for them because a Mainz in this situation, or any German cruise really, will just shit on any battleships that try to do what these guys are doing. In this clip we will see our Mainz YOLO, but at this point it's the point of no return for him, and with all these ships within torpedo range, just YOLOing in for him is actually the best play, since he can absolutely dev strike all of these battleships with his torpedoes. But in a situation where we are alone and don't actually have teammates, we won't actually be pushing this far, especially with the amount of ships that are in their cap. We would have stopped in the middle where the gap between the islands goes to a bend and use that spot. And now you can see our Sashio doing what most players will do, simply YOLO and die. We see their Weimar launch torpedoes, which are instantly spotted by our Mainz's sonar, and somehow the Sashio still eats the torps. Like I said, most players would just simply YOLO in and die, which is exactly what this Sashio did. He thought he was gonna do something like what our Mainz did and dev strike a bunch of battleships, but instead he threw away all of his HP and is gonna die. At this point we see a bunch of battleships that are broadside, so I wanted to take this opportunity to push in and do as much damage as I could, but their mints got spotted on the right, so I focused him with my secondaries, and like in my secondary build, Flandre is just one of those ships that have so many secondaries, so if you're in a destroyer of a lower tier, you will get shredded, and I've gotten a bunch of secondary hits on him, and he's low enough that at this point I'm going to be able to kill him with my main guns. I knew the Minsk had 6-kilometer torps, so I turned in towards him to dodge, and you can kind of see the effect of going down mid and having a successful push. Our team on the right flank has actually pushed, and had we not actually been able to push out, if I was the only ship in mid and their entire team collapsed to the opening, then our team on the flank would have had crossfires, and essentially just us being in the middle would have given our team a huge chance at winning, at least making it a lot easier. Flandre's secondary build trolling me a little there. Broadside Cartucho at that range and only getting one citadel. It's unfortunate, but to be expected with a secondary build on any ship. At this point, our base is being captured, so I know that we need to go back. Otherwise, we will not be able to win and outcap, especially since their Fletcher is here and contesting. And if he's intelligent enough, he will reset us. So at this point, I'm just trying to turn around and go back to our base, hoping that those torpedoes caught the Fletcher in the smoke. Unfortunately, it did not. Our key is moving towards the smoke and it is contested. I have a feeling here that the Fletcher will just simply sit in his smoke because he knows he will be spotted if he leaves. So I'm hoping that the key is able to push into RGA and detect the Fletcher, which he is able to do, and I use my secondary button, and you can see that this Fletcher just made a huge mistake staying there in the smoke, and he just instantly dies. At this point, we could just sit here in the cap, or we could go back, but our destroyer in our division is on very low health, so I don't have as much hope for him to get back and defend the caps. We do have a King George pushing in from that right flank. We get turned around and went back to contest. We were able to reset our own base a little bit, but at this point our King George is the only ship there that is spotting, and I have a feeling that our destroyer will die and their destroyer will torp our battleship. So while we still have a good portion of our team in their cap, it's a good idea for us to go back and defend, since we were the closest and the fastest battleship to go back. Also, aside from their Amalfi, there is still one more destroyer that has not yet been spotted, so we know that he's at full HP, and since our divmate is on low HP, we just need to go and try to delay our base being captured as long as possible, so that our team is able to capture their base before they capture ours. At this point, their Amalfi is starting to close the distance with us, and since our destroyer is at low health, I need to start pushing out to try and stop their Amalfi from pushing towards our divmate and possibly spotting him and killing him off. At this point, our team is very close to capturing the base, and their points are low enough that if I'm able to kill this Amalfi, then the game will also end. Amalfi has an overmatchable bow and he's angled, and I'm able to dev strike him, and the game ends. But that's pretty much how you push through mid. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave a like and subscribe if you would like to see more. But until next time, aloha.